Good morning, America. For viewers in the West, tariffs set to strike at midnight. Elon Musk moves over major parts of the government, and a love letter to Los Angeles. The U.S. on the brink of a trade war. President Trump hits our three largest trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China, with sweeping tariffs.
If they want to play the game, I don't mind.
Canada and Mexico set to hit back. And economists warn they could raise prices on everything from fresh fruit and vegetables, toys and electronics, gasoline and cars, even building new homes. Plus, new questions about Elon Musk as the billionaire takes steps to eliminate a major federal agency, gains access to the federal government's checkbook, containing personal information for hundreds of millions of Americans.
The engine of a United plane catching fire.
Please get us on.
Filling the cabin with smoke and forcing passengers to flee.
Black box recovered from the small medical transport jet in Philadelphia that went down less than a minute after taking off.
Stuff's still blowing up.
Narrowly missing a strip mall.
Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. This morning, the legal battle between the It Ends With Us co-stars heads to court.
Slow down.
Hey, what happened to Fast Life?
Not today.
We've got the first scoop on this special Super Bowl commercial.
Touchdown tribute.
Jack Bash has his Mobile moment.
Jack honoring his late brother, who he says gave him wings. And California heroes take center stage at the Grammys. Plus,
We are the world. We are the children.
the Quincy Jones tribute that had us dancing. Kendrick already winning big ahead of his Super Bowl show. And a crowning achievement for Queen Bee.
Live from Times Square, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
Love how you said that. It's Monday. Yes. Good morning, America. Music's biggest night. So many incredible moments, and over $7 million raised overnight for wildfire relief.
Yeah, it's such a need there,
Yes.
and it was great to see it incorporated into last night's festivities. We also have a lot to get to. This just coming in this morning, USAID workers received an email overnight telling them to stay home. Their offices are closed today.
One more example of the power of Elon Musk, the world's richest man right now. He was tweeting overnight about how he's been tasked by President Trump to shut down that department, moved into the Treasury Department as well. So we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover these sweeping new tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. They're set to go into effect at midnight. More than $1 trillion in imports from those three countries flow into ports each year. We're going to have more on the impact of the tariffs on America. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce starts us off. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, President Trump acknowledges that these tariffs may cause some economic pain for Americans, but he says it is worth it to send a message. And first thing this morning, he is expected to speak with the Mexican president and Canadian prime minister as the markets now brace for these tariffs, which could impact everything from the price of cars to groceries. This morning, with the country on the brink of a trade war, President Trump is saying, bring it on.
If they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want.
With just hours to go until his sweeping tariffs take effect, Trump targeting America's three largest trading partners, using emergency authorities to impose 25% tariffs on all goods from Mexico and Canada, with a lower 10% tariff on Canadian oil and gas. China also hit with 10% tariffs on top of those already in place from Trump's first term. Trump campaigned on a promise to lower prices for Americans, but economists warn this could have the opposite effect. Prices on everything from produce and toys to gasoline and cars expected to climb.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that.
He argues the tariffs are a necessary response to the flow of migrants and drugs, including fentanyl, coming into the U.S. Characterizations Mexico, Canada, and China all reject.
This is retaliatory to a certain extent. Millions of people flowed into our country through Mexico and Canada, and we're not going to allow that.
Last year, roughly 43 pounds of fentanyl was seized at the northern border and 21,000 pounds at the southern border. And data shows the crisis is improving, with fatal overdoses of fentanyl and other street drugs down nationally by more than 20% since June of 2023. Trump hasn't detailed what kind of progress he's looking for, calling broadly for balanced trade and border control. And this morning, Canada and Mexico are hitting back.
Con el propio presidente Trump.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announcing she'll impose retaliatory tariffs and slamming Trump for accusing her government of working with drug cartels. She's blaming the American demand for drugs and guns smuggled into Mexico for bolstering the cartels and arguing the two countries must work together. To the north, a similar message from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, insisting the Canadian border is safe and secure.
Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada.
And Canadian fans booing the U.S. national anthem at 3 NHL and NBA games, including the Raptors game in Toronto. Canada's ambassador telling George the White House has not been clear about what more Canada could have done to avoid this.
Canadians are perplexed. I think disappointed. We view ourselves as your neighbor, your closest friend, your ally.
China is also denouncing these Trump tariffs, promising, quote, countermeasures and threatening to take legal action against the U.S. at the World Trade Organization. Robin.
All right, Mary, our thanks to you. I want to get more on how American consumers could be impacted by the new tariffs on nearly all imports from Mexico, Canada, and China, and how the market is reacting. Elizabeth Schulze is on Wall Street for us this morning. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Robin. The stock market is opening sharply lower this morning as investors and companies come to reality with these sweeping tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. Their scope is massive. President Trump imposed tariffs worth about $400 billion in his first term. This would hit $1.3 trillion in goods, and consumers could pay the price.
This morning, American households and businesses are bracing for higher prices for nearly half of all goods imported into the U.S.
From fresh fruits and vegetables from Mexico to maple syrup and vehicles from Canada to consumer electronics and toys from China and lots of stuff in between.
President Trump's far-reaching tariffs mean businesses will pay the U.S. government a higher fee when their shipments enter at the border. Economists warn companies historically pass down those higher costs to consumers.
Americans need to prepare for higher prices.
Within weeks, prices could get more expensive in the grocery aisle, where margins are tight and retailers can't stockpile. 47% of all imported vegetables come from Mexico and Canada, 91% of avocados, and about 87% of tomatoes from Mexico. The auto sector also highly exposed. New car prices could go up $3,000 on average if the tariffs stay in effect. Small businesses like the Penny Ice Creamery in California import key ingredients from Canada.
If we see costs go up because of tariffs, we will have to pass those on to our customers.
Prices are likely to rise on clothes, appliances, and children's toys, with 85% of all toys in the U.S. made in China. The CEO of toy company Basic Fun tells us the price of a popular toy like a Tonka truck could go up from $30 now to $40 by Christmas.
We just don't have the opportunity to just bring this manufacturing back to the United States.
Building materials are also at risk, potentially raising the cost of buying a new home.
Now, oil is also trading higher this morning. About 60% of imported crude oil to the U.S. comes from Canada, so that could mean higher prices at the gas pump, up to 20 cents, especially in regions like the Midwest or in the Northeast.
Guys, a lot of impact there, Elizabeth. Thank you. And guys, this really just shows how interconnected our economies are. There are major consequences, ripple effects across the board, especially with small businesses. Those stocks are some of the worst hit this morning. They're down the most. And I heard from a number of small business owners over the weekend. They're really scrambling to figure out what they're going to do. You heard there from Elizabeth, automakers, right. That cost of a car could go up $3,000. That is because most car parts, even when the car is made here in the U.S., the car parts generally come from Mexico and Canada. And on Wall Street, virtually every economist, it's unanimous, they believe that if these tariffs go into effect, if they last a long time, they impact our growth here, they cause inflation and potentially even a recession if it goes on long enough, which is why Wall Street at this moment expects this to be short-lived. They see this as a strategic move at this particular moment in time. They believe that if it were to go on for a very extensive period of time, it's going to impact the market.
Yeah.
President Trump has talked about the market as his report card. That would not be a good-looking report card.
And you've often said the market does not like uncertainty.
Hates uncertainty, and this is a big piece of uncertainty.
Okay. Thank
So
you,
these are critical meetings this morning.
Yes.
And as this potential trade war ramps up, Elon Musk's task force has been pushing to gain access to sensitive government information targeting a federal agency. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl has that story. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency have promised to take a wrecking ball to the federal government, vowing to cut trillions of dollars in spending and to dramatically reduce the number of government employees. Now we have learned that his team has gained access to something extraordinarily sensitive, the system that the Treasury Department uses to disperse almost every check and expenditure of any kind made by the U.S. government. Sources tell ABC News that Elon Musk's team now has access to the Treasury Department's payment system, essentially the government's checkbook, which processes trillions of dollars in payments and includes personal information for hundreds of millions of Americans. The access was granted over the weekend over the objection of at least one senior Treasury Department official who has been put on leave. Neither the White House nor Treasury Department has responded to our request for comment. But after midnight last night, billionaire Elon Musk talked about his efforts to shake up the government on his social media platform, X.
There's already been really tremendous progress. We've, rough estimate is that there's at least a few $1 billion a day of savings.
One of Musk's top targets, USAID, the federal government's foreign aid agency.
As we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it, but we have actually just a bowl of worms.
On Friday night, a DOJ team showed up at the USAID offices in Washington and demanded access, sources familiar with the incident tell ABC News. After a standoff, security guards ultimately led them in. Now, more than 100 USAID staffers have been placed on leave. Many more have been locked out of internal systems, and the organization's Trump-appointed chief of staff has resigned. USAID's $43 billion budget is a tiny fraction of federal spending, about 1%. But its support is a critical lifeline for people in need around the world, all while spreading American goodwill. Combating malaria, for example, an effort estimated to have saved nearly 12 million lives. And in partnership with the U.S. military, USAID officials have often been first to arrive with disaster relief, providing food, water, shelter, and health care to allies and partners. And this just in, USAID employees are waking up this morning to an email notice telling them not to show up to work today, as Musk says he is shutting the agency down. All of this, George, is happening over the loud objections of Democratic leaders in Congress who say that Elon Musk simply does not have the authority to do what he is now doing.
Well, that's going to be tested right now, but it is something remarkable when the biggest contributor to Donald Trump's campaign is now taking those actions inside the government. At the same time, tremendous unrest inside the FBI as prosecutors and agents who worked on the January 6th investigation are being targeted.
George, it looks like a wholesale purge of the FBI. As you know, already the 8 top officials at the Federal Bureau of Investigation have either been fired or forced to resign. Now they are being asked to, the FBI is being asked to produce a list of every employee who worked on any case related to January 6th. I am told this is some 6,000 FBI employees all told. All this has prompted an extraordinary email that went out over the weekend from the top FBI official in the New York field office saying, "Today we find ourselves in the middle of a battle of our own as good people are being walked out of the FBI and others are being targeted because they did their jobs in accordance with law and the FBI policy." That is somebody who has not yet been, who is still on the job, at least for now.
Boy, that is really something. You know, we really don't know how this story is going to end, but in this first 2 weeks of the Trump administration, we've never seen this kind of scope of executive action, which is going to be tested in the courts and in Congress.
And it continues to be tested. You're right about that, George. We have a scare now aboard a United Airlines jet bound for New York. Smoke pouring from one of its engines after catching fire as it was taking off from Houston. Our transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez, has that story.
Please remain seated until further instructions by the captain.
This morning, terrifying moments caught on camera. Flames bursting out of the wing of this United Airlines flight headed from Houston to New York City.
When we were speeding towards, getting on the air, the sudden stop.
It felt like it slammed back to the ground. Everyone started screaming, and the plane felt like it was kind of fishtailing. It was swerving all over the runway.
The routine flight stopping just moments before takeoff, smoke quickly filling the cabin.
People were screaming. There were people jumping over the seats trying to get off the plane.
104 passengers and crew safely evacuating, some scrambling down an emergency slide onto the runway.
I thought I was going to die, so I'm just happy. Once they said, everyone evacuate the plane, and once I was outside, I was just hoping the jet wouldn't blow up in my face.
The FAA says takeoff was safely aborted because of the reported engine issue, an investigation now underway. Given the recent tragedies in the sky, some passengers admit it wasn't easy boarding another plane.
I was the last person to get on the plane. I was scared.
And look, I know all of these incidents are very, very scary, but experts insist that flying is still the safest mode of transportation. But without a doubt, Robin, it's got to be safer.
Yeah, as you can understand, there is a lot of concern out there. Gio, our thanks to you as always. Now we got the trade that's being called the most shocking in NBA history. Fans, players are taken surprise. Even Will Reed was taken by surprise.
Sure was. So was everybody. So was Luka Doncic, who is the newest Laker that nobody expected to be on the team. Not even him. He wrote to fans of his old team yesterday, "I thought I'd spend my career in Dallas, but all of a sudden he's on the Lakers. This is so shocking. It's all anyone could talk about." They were wondering, how could this be real?
This morning, one of the most stunning trades in NBA history.
Doncic tries another three. Got it! Luka Doncic now with 27.
Just 7 months after the 25-year-old five-time first-team All-NBA Luka Doncic led the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals, Dallas suddenly dealing Doncic to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis, a future Hall of Famer in his own right. The seismic deal shaking up the NBA.
The line that I keep hearing is, this is the most stunning, most shocking trade in NBA history.
The move catching everyone by surprise, including, reportedly, Luka's new teammate, LeBron James.
Most of the Mavericks organization, most of the Lakers organization, even LeBron James himself, none of them, I'm told, had any idea that this trade was in the works.
Overnight, LeBron wishing his former teammate well, telling Davis to, quote, "go crazy over there." ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania broke the news late Saturday night.
This deal materialized in the shadows.
The deal coming so out of nowhere, many NBA fans thought the reporter's social media had been hacked.
I had up to 300 text messages on my phone immediately. I tried to get to a few people and told them, no, I wasn't hacked.
Many saying this trade sets LA up for a potential post-LeBron dynasty.
LeBron James has said he has 1 or 2 years left in the NBA. And they believe Luka Doncic will be the face of the franchise for the next 10 years for the Lakers.
Wow. Doncic thanking Mavericks fans, writing in part, quote, "As I start the next part of my basketball journey, I'm leaving a city that will always feel like a home away from home." Really huge news.
He talked a lot about the fans, not so much about the organization. Okay, well, coming up, Beyonce's big night. Janae is here with what we may have missed at the Grammys.
Hey, how about just the third woman to win Best Rap Album or the first black artist to win Best Country Album? I'll tell you about it.
Okay, Janae also had new at 7:30, the American Marines now at Guantanamo Bay.
And the 5 numbers you need to know when it comes to your heart health.
We will be right back. Oh, this was a moment. Stevie Wonder and Herbie Hancock leading the entire arena singing "We Are the World" at last night's Grammys. Part of the tribute to the late, great Quincy Jones. We're going to have much more on music's Golden Night just ahead.
I'd love to hear that. First, the new at 7:30. 500 Marines have arrived at Guantanamo Bay to prepare for the deportation of migrants. President Trump has said that as many as 30,000 migrants could be held at the former prison of terrorism suspects. The U.S. official confirms that planning is underway for deportation flights to take deported migrants to the facility. Also, the Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni battle heads to court for the first time today. Lively accuses the It Ends With Us director of harassment. Allegations Baldoni has vehemently denied. Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds are attempting to have Baldoni's $400 million defamation countersuit thrown out. And they are also set to ask the New York judge to issue a gag order after a flurry of personal communications was leaked.
Also, the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs have arrived in New Orleans for Super Bowl week, kicking off a week of activities leading up to the game. Security's tight there for the first Super Bowl in New Orleans since 2013. The Eagles are looking to avenge their loss from 2 years ago, while the Chiefs, well, they're looking to become the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. And a pair of 22s were retired on February 2nd. 2-2. South Carolina retired Asia Wilson's 22, the 3-time WNBA MVP, holding back tears during the pregame ceremony. You see her there. And Iowa retired the number WNBA Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark, wore during her historic run at the school. And the Hawkeyes had a big upset on the court. Huge upset on the court the same day, taking down number 4 ranked USC 76-69. That's pretty close. Snapping the Trojans' 15-game winning streak. I think I've never said so many numbers in a story that wasn't about economics.
Thanks so much, Rebecca. Now to music's golden night, and what a night it was for the Grammys, celebrating the city of Los Angeles, packed with incredible performances. And Janae, tell us about these big moments.
Because one certainly included Beyonce. Beyonce said it herself, it has been many, many years that she has been in this music game, but never won that ultimate award until last night. With Trevor Noah at the helm, the Grammys marked not only a night of celebration, but one of community, marking the wildfires that have ravaged Los Angeles. And the show was sort of like a love letter to LA.
Overnight, a couple of firsts for the Queen herself. The Grammy goes to Cowboy Carter. Beyonce finally taking home the award that has eluded her entire career, Album of the Year.
I just feel very full and very honored. It's been many, many years. And I just want to thank the Grammys, every songwriter, every collaborator, every producer, all of the hard work.
Cowboy Carter. Seemingly stunned when Cowboy Carter also took home Country Album of the Year, becoming the first Black artist to win that prize.
I think sometimes genre is a cold word to keep us in our place as artists.
Look at that mountain. Look at those trees. Look at this city getting back up off its knees.
The night filled with poignant performances, artists coming together to support a Los Angeles ravaged by wildfire. Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas kicking off the night, paying homage to their hometown.
I love you, LA, when they act this way. When they act.
And Sabrina Carpenter giving her comedic skills a shot of espresso. The short and sweet singer winning big with Best Pop Vocal Album of the Year.
I'm still out of breath from the performance.
Was it time to wake them up because they been sleeping on the track list? Why they so attractive? Y'all be giving catfish.
Doechii leaving the room breathless with a powerhouse performance and becoming just the 3rd woman ever to win Best Rap Album for Alligator Bites Never Heal, joining Lauryn Hill and Cardi B.
I know that there is some black girl out there, so many black women out there that are watching me right now, and I want to tell you, you can do it. Anything is possible. Sing it!
I'm just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong.
And the Midwest Princess, Chappell Roan, bringing the Pink Pony Club to music's biggest night. And she kept on dancing, winning the award for Best New Artist, calling out music execs and advocating for small artists.
Record labels need to treat their artists as valuable employees with a livable wage and health insurance and protection. Labels, we got you, but do you got us?
And it was a loving tribute to music icon Quincy Jones, Cynthia Erivo joining forces with Herbie Hancock.
You are
Wonder leading the room in a rendition of We Are the World.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
And the biggest ovation of the night went to the California firefighters.
I am confident that we will recover and rebuild together because we are LA Strong.
And it was the West Side's own Kendrick Lamar who won big with the most statues for the night.
Not like us, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar.
The rapper taking time out of his Super Bowl halftime rehearsals, nabbing record and song of the year for the song that was everywhere last year. They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us.
I can't give enough thanks, to these places that I rolled around since high school, and most importantly, the people and the families out in the Palisades and Altadena. This is a true testament that we're going to continue to restore this city.
They say the West Coast is the best coast, and the show also raised at least $7 million, as you guys said at the beginning of the show, to impact those affected by the wildfires. And so it was a great night. There was so much to celebrate, so many incredible moments, but really important to remember why they ended up pivoting, to raise the money and to turn so much focus to LA.
Right, and some of those speeches were just so heartfelt.
Oh my gosh, it was Doechii. I was just telling you about it when she won, becoming the third woman ever to win Best Rap Album. And she said she turned her life to sobriety. God said that he would show her the way, and man did he. Yeah. It was
big time. All right, Janae, thank you.
We are closing in on the Super Bowl, less than a week away, and Will Reeves here with a big reveal.
I sure am, George. You're going to want to stay seated for this. Attention on the television. Who wants to see some Super Bowl ads? This year's batch, they've started to drop, and they've got a bunch of celebrities doing stuff for brands, including some big-time reunions. And we've got an exclusive first look at a new ad featuring some of the Fast and Furious crew. Take a look at this.
The big game is just days away, and that means brands bringing out the big stars for Super Bowl ads. Like this one from Haagen-Dazs, featuring a reunion of Fast and Furious stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Ludacris.
Hey, what happened to Fast Life?
Not today.
What? Are y'all kidding me?
The trio slowing down to enjoy an ice cream.
If you look at past Super Bowl ads as well, a lot of them have been, they either bring you to tears or they make you laugh, or they're really just unique. And we're seeing all those three this year.
Lots of companies running the nostalgia play, reuniting Hollywood stars, including Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal for Hellmann's Mayonnaise, with a spin on When Harry Met Sally. Two of the Marvel Chris's, Hemsworth and Pratt, trying out Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Did they know we were coming?
And overnight during the Grammys, the Affleck brothers debuting their new ad with the eldest boy.
What are you doing in there?
We're doing a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right?
Right.
I'm just trying to find the character.
You should have paid for Matt.
I told you that.
Super method. The Super Bowl is always the biggest TV audience of the year. Last year's Super Bowl, the most watched of all time. So getting your product in front of all those eyeballs is expensive. A 30-second spot costing a reported $8 million in some cases this year. That's up nearly 90% from a decade ago. Always fun. This is such a first world complaint champagne problem. I go to the game, I never get to see them. So I'm glad we really early. I know. Poor me.
I know. And we're keeping you busy.
Yes,
you got Harrison Ford in the next hour.
Very excited to share that. We had a great time yesterday and glad to bring it today.
Okay, that's our next hour.
Now with our play of the day, a college football player honoring his late brother who was killed in the New Orleans terror attack on New Year's Day. Ariel Reshef is here with the story. And Ariel, Jack said his brothers gave him wings. This is so powerful.
It is. It's such a touching moment, a moment of celebration with a lot of meaning for that family. And it was at the Senior Bowl game in Mobile, Alabama, exactly 1 month after the devastating loss. The American team defeating the national team with a game-winning touchdown by TCU wide receiver Jack Besh, his triumph turning into a tribute to his older brother.
When Jack Besh scored the game-winning touchdown in the Senior Bowl, he had one person in mind.
Jack Besh has his Mobile moment.
His older brother Tiger, who was killed in the New Orleans terror attack on New Year's Day.
Man, it's simple. My brother has some wings on me. He gave them to me, and he let that all take place.
Tiger was a kick returner for Princeton. He was one of 14 people who died after a man intentionally drove a truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street. On Saturday, exactly 1 month since tragedy struck the Besh family, Jack switched his jersey to wear Tiger's number 7 during the big game.
Last shot.
Catching that winning touchdown just as time expired.
The move. Look, yes, got it.
He's been my role model my whole life, the person I looked up to, the person I wanted to be. You know, he was the best big brother I could ever ask for.
After the game, Besh was selected MVP.
He definitely got his wings there, and Besh became the 5th receiver in school history to compile 1,000+ yards in a single season. He has now entered this year's NFL draft. Of course, we're wishing him lots of luck.
It's such a special moment to see that.
Special moment.
Yeah.
Great way to honor your brother.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Ariel, thank you. Coming up, breaking at 8, our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, breaks down the numbers that help determine your heart disease risk. That and a whole lot more when we come back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. New details on the mid-air collision over our nation's capital. The latest on the helicopter's flight path as we learn about the pilot.
DEI under fire. What to know about diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives now being dismantled at government agencies and many companies and retailers.
Boycotting businesses who are no longer offering DEI.
How some consumers are fighting back.
And we're smashing into the new week.
The country needs Captain America.
What do you need on this Monday morning?
You promised me you weren't going to ask that question.
The legendary Harrison Ford
I'm done with you.
No, you're done.
I don't talk to you anymore.
is putting our Will Reeve through his paces.
Did you work out? What'd you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
As he takes on the role of President of the United States.
Get off my plane.
This time in the Marvel Universe, as he's saying, and
Good morning, America.
Live from Times Square, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
That is one of my all-time favorite lines. Get off my plane. We can't wait to hear more from Harrison Ford. And this morning, we're also going to tell you about Greg Brooks Jr. He was a star on LSU's football team until he was hit by a sudden illness. What happened next took away his NFL dreams, led to lawsuits against the school and a local hospital, and a long recovery battle. Michael sat down with Greg and his father. That story is coming up.
It's an important conversation, and February is Heart Health Month. Our Dr. Tara Narula, a cardiologist, is here with the numbers you need to know to stay healthy.
That is coming up. First look at the top stories breaking today. We start with the latest on the mid-air catastrophe in Washington, D.C. You're looking live above the crash scene in the Potomac River as the recovery effort enters a new phase. I want to go back to our transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez in Washington. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. 67 people lost their lives here. And now this morning, crews are starting to begin to pull that wreckage out of the water very soon here. But we do have some new information this morning that we want to tell you about. Some of the most reliable location data showing the crash happened at just over 300 feet. The Black Hawk helicopter was supposed to be flying at 200 feet or below. But the NTSB says that the tower radar, which the air traffic controller was looking at, may have shown the chopper was at that normal 200 feet. 5 people were working in the control tower at the time of the crash. 1 person was handling both plane and helicopter traffic, telling the Black Hawk to watch out for that American Airlines flight 2 minutes before impact. Now, inside that Black Hawk, 3 soldiers, 28-year-old Ryan Austin O'Hara, 39-year-old Andrew Lloyd Eves, and 28-year-old Rebecca Loback. Now, Loback was an Army captain and White House military social aide. You can actually see her here escorting fashion designer Ralph Lauren during the Presidential Medal of Freedom ceremony just last month. So it's just heartbreaking all around. But investigators are really hopeful that those black boxes can get us some real answers. Rebecca.
All of those souls, and yes, just hoping for some answers. All right, Gio, thank you. We turn now to the investigation into the medical transport flight that crashed in Philadelphia on Friday. All 6 people on that small jet and 1 person on the ground were killed, and Stephanie Ramos is in Philadelphia with the latest. Good morning, Stephanie.
Hi there, Rebecca. This morning, the NTSB says they've located the cockpit voice recorder from the medical transport jet that plunged to the ground here in Philadelphia, finding it 8 feet below the site of initial impact. Take a look at aerial footage showing the gaping hole in the ground from the aircraft. That's where they found that cockpit voice recorder. The small plane, operated by Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, took off from Northeast Philadelphia Airport Friday night after 6 p.m. Less than a minute later, it plummeted around 1,500 feet, erupting into a fiery explosion near a busy mall. Debris thrown as far as 5 city blocks away. All 6 people on board that jet killed, along with at least 1 person on the ground. Captain Alan Alejandro Montoya Perales and his co-pilot, Josue de Jesus Juarez, were flying back to Mexico with 31-year-old Lizeth Murillo Osuna and her 11-year-old daughter, Valentina Guzman Murillo, after the young girl received treatment at Shriners Children's Hospital. Also on board, Dr. Raul Mesa Arredondo and paramedic Rodrigo Lopez Padilla. Just heartbreaking. Multiple federal agencies are investigating this crash, Robin.
Just as you said, heartbreaking. All right, Stephanie, thank you. Now we have a GMA health alert as we start American Heart Month. Heart disease, still the leading cause of death in the U.S., but it is 80% preventable, and there is something you can do about it. Know your numbers. Get screened. Our chief medical correspondent and practicing cardiologist, Dr. Tara Narula, is here. All right, this is your wheelhouse.
This is my month.
Yes,
I'm
this
so
is your
excited.
month. That's right. So tell us about when you're talking about numbers and how do we go about all getting screened?
So knowledge is power, and that is so true when it comes to understanding your numbers. So the first number we want to talk about is blood pressure. A normal blood pressure should be 120/80. If you get consistent readings where the top is above 130 or the bottom is above 80, that's considered hypertension. The second thing to know, your cholesterol. When you have your cholesterol checked, you'll get about 4 things back: total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. You want to remember to keep your total cholesterol under 200 and your LDL, the bad cholesterol, under 100. The good cholesterol, the HDL, for men above 40 and for women above 50. Next, blood sugar. We recently learned that almost 60% of Americans have prediabetes or diabetes.
Right.
A hemoglobin A1C is a blood test that shows how well your sugar's been controlled over the prior 3 months. Anything less than 5.7 is normal. 5.7 to 6.5 is prediabetes. Once you cross over 6.5, that's diabetes. Weight, we use body mass index or waist circumference. Your BMI, a healthy BMI, should be about 18.5 to 25. 25 to 30 is considered overweight, above 30 is obese. Waist circumference less than 35 inches for women, less than 40 inches for men. And last, a number or something you may not have heard of, but I talk a lot about with my patients, is lipoprotein A.
What's that?
This is a newer type of blood test that we check for a bad genetically inherited cholesterol called LPA. About 1 in 5 worldwide have it. It carries an elevated risk of heart attack, stroke, and aortic valve disease. And the general number should be less than 50. So if you test positive, you want family members to get checked
All
too.
right, Dr. Narula, people are watching this morning and go, all right, I'm in. But how do you recommend going about and getting all these screenings?
So 2 quick ways. One is a risk calculator. You can go online and read about it. It's called Prevent. And basically they put in numbers and give you a 10-year risk score, a 30-year risk score, or a calcium score, screening test, a CAT scan for plaque underneath in the heart arteries.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
You broke it right down. Thank you so much as always, Dr. Narula. And coming up in our GMA morning menu, with DEI initiatives being rolled back across the country, how some consumers are making their voices heard.
Plus, Michelle Williams is back on Broadway and here to tell us all about it, and she is sharing a message close to her heart.
Also had Harrison Ford. He tells us about playing the president in Captain America: Brave New World. Also, he says why he wanted in on the Marvel Universe. And Lori Bergamato upstairs with a special guest.
Hey, George, that's right. I'm here with another president, James Marsden. He plays the commander-in-chief in Paradise, the new hit thriller series. I am so excited he's here as we count down to Valentine's Day. I have great ideas for your loved ones. That is coming up right here on GMA.
Back now on GMA with our GMA cover story. This is Black History Month, but some federal agencies are banning any celebrations of it or any other annual cultural events in order to comply with President Trump's executive orders curtailing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. 2020's Deborah Roberts is here with more on the controversy and the future of DEI. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, Robin. Hard to believe a small acronym has sparked such a fierce debate. DEI began during the civil rights movement, a way of leveling the playing field, creating equality and power structures. But somehow the message has been lost, with some now seeing DEI as a symbol for unfair practices. Now, with the government taking that same stand, there's some big efforts now to push back.
The sweeping rollback of DEI policies striking a nerve with consumers online. Some expressing outrage that major retailers are retreating from commitments to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Those goals all about helping highlight and strengthen minority groups by addressing long-standing issues like the gender pay gap and expanding recruitment of candidates historically overlooked for lucrative positions.
Anytime anything is politicized, it's inherently polarizing. We first have to acknowledge the fact that different people experience the world in different ways, depending on the identities they hold, right? I'm talking about race, gender, sexual orientation, ability, status, class. DE&I is designed to drive equitable outcomes.
One company sending shockwaves for its about face, Minneapolis-based Target, which had leaned into programs centered around equity after seismic reactions to the death of George Floyd. Target once boasting of its partnerships with Black entrepreneurs.
Oh, well, look here.
Including Tabitha Brown. Many now wondering what comes next.
It has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported.
In recent weeks, some consumers fighting back with their wallets, signaling a plan to boycott big box stores. In a statement to Target employees, the company saying it will begin accelerating action in key areas and implementing changes with the goal of driving growth and staying in step with the evolving external landscape. The impact of DEI stretching wide, from enrollment in higher education to hiring practices. And while critics claim DEI includes a racial bias pitting less qualified candidates against those more deserving, some business experts insist that's not the case.
In my mind, the idea that DE&I isn't merit-based or is anti-meritocracy is fundamentally flawed.
America's been on a very, very long journey of trying to fulfill, its ideals. And it's been a rocky road. You see the landmark Brown v. Board of Education, which ended legal segregation in public schools. So this isn't new. We've seen this throughout history. We make progress, then there's backlash.
Backlash so many are talking about. The Trump administration has ordered DEI language removed from government-funded organizations, including the military, cultural institutions. But equality activists like the ones you saw there say they remain committed to the cause, and they even cite big corporations like Delta Airlines, Apple, Costco, and Goldman Sachs, which say they will continue to pursue diversity, equity, and inclusion policies.
And you said you saw a T-shirt of a woman wearing
a shirt that said "earned, not given," which once again plays into that argument that these are given to people. It's really about opportunities, not about giving.
Yeah, and it's still it's merit-based.
Absolutely,
you have to remember that.
Absolutely.
So just thank you, and it's just having people have a better understanding.
Absolutely,
all right, that's what it is.
And we are counting down to Captain America, less than 2 weeks until the latest installment in the Marvel franchise hits theaters. Will Reeves sat down with one of the movie's stars, Harrison Ford. Good morning again, Will.
Hello again, George. Captain America, Brave New World has a big new addition, the Harrison Ford, making his Marvel debut. He plays the President / the Red Hulk. That's a long-awaited character Ford says is complicated but not totally a villain. I sat down with Ford yesterday and we went deep on this movie, his singular career, and his favorite color.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
2025 is the year Harrison Ford sees red.
You want me? Come and get me!
Did you work out? What did you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I worked out to be just like that.
No? You let the computers take care of that? We can let magic take care of that?
Yeah.
The 82-year-old Hollywood legend bringing his singular rugged charm to GMA.
Do I look disheveled?
No, do you want to?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to mess up your hair or something.
How's that?
I think you look good.
You know, I've been no fan of heroes.
But even I can't deny the good that you've done.
In Captain America: Brave New World, Ford plays the now President Thaddeus Ross, picking up the role from the late William Hurt. It's Ford's first time in a Marvel film, something he'd been wanting to do for years.
It's a Marvel movie, for God's sake. And it's got all of that smash and grab, running, jumping, and falling down stuff.
Being in a Marvel film is blank.
Being in a Marvel film is a privilege. It's an introduction to a whole new genre.
I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
A new look, a new mission, and a sneak peek.
But what you've accomplished has given me reason to reconsider, which is why I want you, Captain America, to help me rebuild the Avengers. Yeah, he's complicated. He turns into a Hulk on rare occasions.
Audiences have loved him for nearly half a century as Han Solo.
Chewie, we're home.
And Indiana Jones. 5 Indiana Jones movies later, he's still got it.
Why do you still work?
They promised me they weren't going to ask that question.
Surely at some point you could have just said, oh, I'm good, I'm going to step back, slow down. But it feels like in recent years you've sped up. You're doing these big movies, you're in these big TV shows.
I find challenge. I find new people to work with.
And that's what keeps it interesting?
Yeah, up to this point in the process.
So far. Do you have a favorite film of your own that you've been in? No?
It would be like comparing your children one to the other. Each film is a different opportunity, then you go and do something else. It's kind of a fantastic way to spend your life.
Do you look back on your career much at all?
I see it out of the corner of my eye every once in a while, but I don't reflect on it. I'm looking for something past that point.
Finally, I turn it back to him.
What do you want me to ask you?
My favorite color.
What is your favorite color?
Green.
Green?
Thank you.
I like blue. Why green?
Well, I'm done with you.
Oh, you're done?
I don't
Okay.
talk to you anymore.
No, your answer should have been red, by the way.
You're right.
And speaking of red, Valentine's Day, February 14th. That is the day that Captain America: Brave New World smashes into theaters. A pleasure to be with the one and only Harrison Ford, guys.
With all the colors of the Brave New World. Well, that was very fun. We enjoyed it. We're going to go now to the very talented James Marsden. You know him from hits like X-Men and Westworld. And this morning, he's here to talk about his newest role in the thriller series Paradise. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Excellent to have you here. We are all loving this series. It's really incredible. You play the president, which you have a little experience with, being JFK.
Very little.
Very little experience.
Yes.
What's it like to embody a role like that?
Daunting. Yeah, daunting. I realize that I probably don't want that position in real life. I'm not sure who does. But actually, this depiction of the president is a little more unconventional. We get to explore him being somewhat reckless, drinking a little too much, and he's the president, but he doesn't really want to be, and then gets caught up in a murder mystery. Well, he's the subject of he's the victim of the murder. That's not a spoiler; it's in the trailer. But yeah, you get to see a sort of playful side to him, and also a very broken side to him. Guy carries a lot of regrets, and anyway. But then the show becomes something completely different.
Yeah, Sterling K was here last week and he gave us a little taste of it, and so we have a kind of idea. I know you said daunting, but what kind of president would you be in real life?
Underqualified. I feel like I would be. I don't know. I mean, I would. Yes. Yeah. I'm underqualified. No. I'd be fun. I feel like I would be somebody who would try to make the right decisions for the people to the best of his ability.
Yeah.
But that's beyond that. I'm not sure what else I would contribute.
Let's take a look at a clip.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I don't know. Maybe cool it with the basketball metaphors?
Well, look at you.
Good for you, Xavier. Kind of funny when you're wounded.
As Robin said, we had a lot of fun with Sterling last week, and it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun on set. You guys actually sang together?
Yeah, we did. I think some of the subject matter was so heavy that any attempt to keep it light in between takes was, So I would hear Sterling has this booming voice and this really infectious laugh, and he loves to have a good time on set. So anytime I would hear him singing from the other side of Los Angeles, and I would hear him sing it. So I'd come and join him, and we would sing like old school, like R&B stuff.
Nice.
And, it was a good time.
Is there a favorite song in that mix, by the way?
Yes.
What is it?
If I Ever Fall by Shy.
Wow, deep cut.
Come on.
No. Did Sterling sing it? Yeah.
That's
The
it.
very first time.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Did Russell ever sing?
Russell.
Who is Russell?
Russell's. So there was, because they didn't want to have me lying on the floor dead for hours on end, they made a full prosthetic version of me. Just a dummy to lay there on the ground and have,
And you named him Russell.
Well, the crew named him Russell, and it became a joke that Russell's here he goes, would pop up occasionally in my trailer, holding a headshot he wanted me to sign, and he would.
He's just chilling.
He would make his rounds, and it became a thing where Russell started taking over my scenes. So I would show up to do it.
You got jealous of Russell?
No. He's a great guy. Very benevolent, very sweet, very giving, very generous actor. Super guy, very talented. But he started taking over, and I would show up on set and like, well, he was here, he already did your scene, so you can go home. But yes, we had some fun with him. Yeah, for a very serious, somewhat serious show, we did have some laughs.
Well, and we don't want to give too much away, but it's a mysterious place.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting, mysterious community that's populated by some of the world's most prominent individuals. A murder takes place. It's me, spoiler, and then people say political thriller. It's not about politics really. It's more of a whodunit, but it's also an exploration of disparities of class and status and power dynamics. And then the show surprises you. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. And the first 3 episodes are now streaming on Hulu of Paradise. New episodes drop every single Tuesday. It is excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, Russell, as well.
Coming
up, Michelle Williams is here talking about her return to Broadway. We can't wait.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Talk about perfection. We're back now with an incredibly talented woman, someone I am grateful and blessed to call a dear friend. Michelle Williams is back on Broadway in the musical adaptation of the cult classic Death Becomes Her, which is getting rave reviews. Please welcome back to Good Morning America, Michelle Williams.
Hello, good morning.
I know we're already shedding tears.
Already crying.
Because I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. People say this is must see. I haven't seen it yet, but I am. You're going to see my face in the place.
Please, we must.
What is it about it, the fact that you are now being, you can be considered for a Tony Award? You're in the running.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Well, I feel like I've already won being back on Broadway. It's been 6 years since I've been on Broadway. And you know my journey. All right. And back in 2018, I had to leave a Broadway show because of my mental health. And your post this morning about closed doors. I thought that door was closed for me to return on Broadway. I thought I blew it. I thought I'd be seen as a liability. Can she maintain? Can she? And 6 years later, I get a phone call, minding my business, saying, we want you to come to New York. Consider being Viola and originating a role on Broadway.
Yes. And not just any role.
I know.
This is like, and Isabella Rossellini.
Yes.
Who was in the film.
Yes.
She came to see you.
She came to see me in the play, in the musical, Death Becomes Her. And I turned into possibly a little girl or somebody when you admire and respect them so much. Just like the same thing I have for you.
Oh, bless you.
And I didn't want to keep her waiting. My hair and makeup was probably all over the place. Well, it was. And just to her kindness, her grace, and for her to say she's so proud and how excited she was to see the show. And for me to be able to just do a little bit of her role as in justice of her role, because she was the trailblazer.
Yeah, she
so
was.
I'm just following her footsteps a little bit.
Doing so well. And then there at the debut, your girls, they were there. Beyonce and Kelly from Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
That had to be so special that they were there.
They were so excited when I told them about the opportunity to be in Death Becomes Her. It's Kelly's favorite movie, so she was asking, well, how are they going to do the hole in the stomach? I said, girl, you just gotta show up. She's about to film a movie, and I must acknowledge our girl.
You woke up to the news.
I woke up to the news because I wanted to be on time for you this morning. So I woke up to the news of three Grammy wins and Album of the Year. Finally. But she seemed most surprised about country album. And so very thrilled and excited.
And they are thrilled and excited for you. And thank you for you alluding to earlier about the last time that you were on Broadway. Under doctor's orders, you were told that you need to step away and take care of your mental wellness. So can you just share your journey since that time we've seen you?
Ooh, since that time, 2018 was it was bitter and some sweet, in that year. In 2018, the world knows I checked myself into a treatment facility for depression. The offer for a Broadway show came in, Once on This Island, that I was so excited to get back on the Broadway stage. I wasn't as well as I probably should have been, and just got to a point where I had to check out of the show. And I didn't want to do it. To me, that was two blows in the same year, checking into a treatment facility for depression and then checking out of a show still because of it. So like I said earlier this morning, I thought I'd blown it. I thought the door was closed and my life just began to transition in a different purpose, and passion was birthed, being an advocate and a public speaker about mental health. And so I just thought, well, this is where my life is. Listen, I did Aida 2003, Color Purple, Chicago the Musical, Fela. I've had a good run on Broadway.
Excellent run.
Then in February of 2024, I'm minding my business. I think I get the text on a Saturday or on a Sunday, and it comes to my work email box. So my work email box has a specific tone that I know this is work. Because it was on the weekend, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to look at it or answer it, but I'm so glad I did. And it was to come to New York and to be in Death Becomes Her, the musical, based off of the movie. I don't know how we're pulling it off, but we are every single night. It is funny. It's laugh out loud. It's great to be back when you think that you did wrong or something happened, and
to get another chance.
Yeah,
but you also, Michelle, you've made people comfortable to have the conversation about their mental well-being from your book and that you're a life coach? What?
Yes, I am graduating, getting my certification in life coaching from the Coaching and Positive Psychology Institute by Valerie Burton. And again, I didn't know where my life was going to go, and I love being able to help people. Love helping people make certain life transitions or coaching them out of what I was in. A little pivot. And nothing is wrong with a little pivot. Just don't twist your ankle.
No, that's it. When you talk about your anchors, and I said, I think one of your anchors was banana pudding.
Listen.
Banana pudding?
We got to talk about our anchors.
What?
Okay.
Well, I thought we had some banana pudding for you. Where is it? Oh, there we go.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Thank you, Billy D. Thank you, Billy D.
Wait a minute.
Come on now. You know we're going to bring it right to you.
So, y'all. So this is one of my anchors. Now we talk about anchors, right?
Yeah.
And you know, what's going to get us through life and some of the hard times that maybe we feel like we're living in now. Well, let me shut up. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying no, but banana pudding is one of them.
Banana pudding is one of my anchors. Also, you know, faith in God is an anchor for those storms or when things feel, you know, but being in preparation for the storms that lie ahead, you have to be anchored. That's the theme word for our church this year, is anchored. And so, y'all are funny.
No.
This is real banana pudding.
You know what? You helped some folks this morning. I have no doubt some people who are watching this morning, and your words of a great comfort, and just to see the light in you and to know that you have done the work and that you are back and you are healthy, and that's all that really matters.
I'm thankful for second, third, fourth, fifth chances.
However many we need.
just got to steward them.
Yeah, yes. And tickets for Death Becomes Her are on sale. Don't take my ticket, okay?
The story now about the LSU football player who was on the road to realizing his NFL dreams when he started feeling ill. It took more than a month for him to be diagnosed with brain cancer, and now he's suing the school and the hospital that treated him after surgery he says left him disabled. Michael sat down with him.
Greg Brooks Jr., starting safety at LSU, was at the top of his game. He was captain of the football team, starting 13 of 14 games he played. By many accounts, he was a prospect for the NFL.
I feel like this year is great. We have a better bond throughout the team, and I feel like it's going to be good.
But all that came to a shocking end when a sudden illness took him off the field.
Not only people could not understand me.
Take us back to September 2023. You learned that your son had a brain tumor.
My question was, why that kid? Everything that we want our young men to be, this kid signified that.
It was August of 2023. The newly selected team captain said he began feeling dizzy, had a headache, and was nauseous during practice. In a lawsuit he has since filed against Louisiana State University and Our Lady of the Lake Medical Center for negligence, Greg alleges he passed out and then began to vomit minutes later in front of his coaches and athletic trainers. He says he was told by the athletic trainer he had vertigo and was cleared to return to practice. According to the filing, despite continuing to report those symptoms on a daily basis, it wasn't until 39 days after Greg's symptoms began that the team made an appointment with the neurologist who discovered the brain tumor. What did the school or the coaches tell you about what he was going through?
Nothing. The one call that I received was, I need you to get here. Your son is having emergency surgery tomorrow morning.
Were there a point where you were concerned about who was in charge of that decision?
He's at LSU, one of the best colleges in the United States. Would I have ever thought that his best interest wouldn't be at heart? No.
So you didn't seek a second opinion?
No, sir.
Brooks claims the family was led to believe their only option was moving forward emergently with the brain surgery. Also alleging the surgeon was not qualified to do this particular surgery, during which Brooks suffered multiple strokes and was left with severe and permanent injuries. What is the first thing that you remember when you came out of surgery?
Honestly, I all thought it was fake, like I was in disbelief.
Felt like a dream?
Yeah, like a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from.
After radiation and chemotherapy, Greg, now 23, is cancer-free, but his recovery is far from over. Little Greg, as the Brooks family calls him, has had to relearn how to eat, write, and speak. Why do you want to speak out now, little Greg?
I just want young athletes in the same spot I was. If something is hurting, tell them. And if they don't do nothing but go get your second opinion. Because if I would known that, I wouldn't be the way I am right now.
The disease is not the issue. This is the aftermath of injury from surgery.
You say you haven't heard from anybody from the LSU coaching staff since October of 2023.
Specifically, Brian Kelly. My son almost lost his life, Coach. Where were you? Forget about football. Pick up the phone and say you love the kid, man.
At the time the suit was filed, LSU said Brooks remains in our thoughts and prayers. And since the beginning of our agreement with our championship health partner, Our Lady of the Lake, they have provided exceptional medical care for our student athletes in all of our sports. Our Lady of the Lake also said it could not comment on the litigation, but that its neurosurgical team is among the most experienced in Louisiana, and they give our patients the best opportunity for a positive outcome in any circumstance.
So what do you want most for him going forward?
I want him to be able to live a productive life, whatever it may be.
And little Greg, for you?
I just want to be normal.
Now, instead of following his father's footsteps into the NFL, Greg Jr. has daily speech and occupational therapy. He's also had an outpouring of love and support from friends and family. And my daughter Isabella, who was also diagnosed with medulloblastoma, the same rare tumor as little Greg, just a month after him.
What was your reaction when you saw her story?
And I said, God, my heart went out to you, man. My heart went out to you. And when I seen her come and I seen her walk, I said, that's how my son probably should be. But I knew where he was at that point. He wasn't speaking, he was responding, he wasn't doing anything. I was torn. I was.
Somebody at least knows what I went through. We use her for advice, what to do next.
He was like a very athletic young man, and just seeing him, he obviously didn't go into his surgery thinking he would end up the way he did. And I'm very fortunate that mine went so well. He just had to work so hard just to make a little progress, and it's frustrating, but it's like very inspiring. He's my biggest inspiration, I think.
For the last year, Greg Jr. and Isabella have been there for each other despite never having met until now.
Come on in, baby girl. Wow. Greg, Isabella, wow. Greg and Greg.
Hi.
Wow. I want you to know from our family how proud we are of you.
Thank you.
It takes a strong person to do that.
We're looking at one too.
Whatever climbed out, that's a good but and I'm gonna make sure I win.
Wow. What a strong young man that is right there.
It really is.
Good to see.
It really is. He's an exceptional young man in his family.
Yeah, very powerful. We hope it works out for them, and we'll be right back.
We are back now with a sweet Shop GMA. It's 11 days until Valentine's Day, but Lori Bergamato has us covered because she loves all of us so very much. And acts of service are your love language, which is not a surprise here, honey.
You're sweet. Well, there are 5 love languages.
Yes, there
are. So what
are.
we've done is we have gotten a gift for every single love language. So if your partner is, let's kick things off with the first one, words of affirmation, if that is their love language, this is a great gift for them. These start at just $11. They're little keychains.
They're cute.
And you'll see on one side there's like a sound wave, and then on the flip side is a personal message that's engraved. These are from LJ Engravings. We got them on Etsy, and there's a QR code attached, Rebecca.
Okay.
Now, you helped us out with this.
So you scan the QR code.
You scan the QR code, and then I'm going to play a little bit here.
Good morning, you guys. Isabel, I hope you have a great day at
school. Who is that? It's Rebecca Jarvis to her kids.
This is what I made for the kids.
It's, of course, you made that
Super
for the kids.
cute.
It's so adorable, and it's a way that you can tell your partner, your loved one, the words of affirmation that they so seek. Okay, next
I love
up,
this one.
acts of service. So I asked Rebecca, what's your love language? She doesn't quite know, but
I'm
this
not
one,
there yet.
This one is mine. So what is acts of service? It is when your loved one does something for you that you don't really want to do. Vacuuming, people, I don't like doing it.
Now, how do you feel about this vacuum being the act of service?
I love this. This is the iRobot Roomba, the Vac Essential. So Nick, if you're watching, get me one of these because you can program it. It works with Google, Alexa. You can schedule it so your vacuuming will be done. It has a 3-way cleaning system, and it's amazing.
It's very cute.
Okay, maybe your love language is quality time.
Yes, I think that's my love language.
Is it? Okay,
yeah.
so if you want to
Let's go
spend
with that.
time with Matt,
Yes.
you guys could do a Lego together. So this is actually trending all over the internet, the Les Bouquets de Fleurs. We all know you can get traditional flowers for Valentine's Day. We love those.
Yes.
But this one has 15 stems. There's snapdragons, no pun intended. There's roses, daisies, asters. So really fun, really cute, and that's quality time.
No water necessary.
There you go, and they'll last forever. Now,
Beautiful.
receiving gifts is another love language. And this is a very popular one because, you know, people do love to get jewelry, they love to get clothing,
No one wants to
accessories.
admit to this one, but this is a good
This
one.
is the most popular one, you guys. So receiving gifts. So we went with one of the most popular jewelry brands right now, Kendra Scott.
Yes.
We all know and love her. She makes great, really affordable, accessible price
Really
point, but
pretty.
high quality, beautiful designs. This Ari heart here is one of her best sellers. We've got the enamel here. And then these huggy earrings are new for them, and you can actually take the heart charm off, so they're just huggy hoops.
Oh, nice.
Or you can have them for Valentine's
So you've got
Day
two
as well.
options.
2 options.
Excellent.
Great things there. This one is physical touch, if this is your love language. It is not mine, but
She tells America.
this is called the cuddle blanket, you guys. So you can see it's a 2-person blanket. You can hold hands. They're super soft on the inside. Get together, snuggle up, Rebecca Jarvis, and happy
Snuggle up.
Valentine's Day.
Nick, go out and get this guy. All of these items are shoppable. Visit our website, goodmorningamerica.com.
The first Monday of the new month, check. Boom. In the books.
Great day, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, look at the control room. There it goes.